A broken yellow line between two lanes of traffic means a. Both lanes of traffic are going in the same direction. b. Passing is permitted when it's safe. c. Passing is not permitted. b. Passing is permitted when it's safe. Dashed yellow lines separate single lanes of traffic moving in opposite directions. Passing is allowed when there is no oncoming traffic in the passing lane. If you need to slow down while driving on a slippery road, the first thing you should do is a. Firmly apply your brakes. b. Take your foot off the gas pedal. c. Apply your parking brake. d. Pump your brakes. b. Take your foot off the gas pedal. To slow down on a slippery road, you should first take your foot off the gas pedal. If you need to slow down even more, gently apply a slow, steady pressure to your brake pedal. According to the Iowa Implied Consent Law, a. An arrested driver may be asked to submit to a chemical test to determine the alcohol content of their blood. b. Refusal to submit to chemical testing will result in a driver's driving privileges being withdrawn. c. Both of the above. c. Both of the above. Under Iowa's implied consent law, any peace officer may ask you to submit to a breath, urine, or blood test if the officer feels you may be driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. This applies to both resident and non-resident drivers. If you take the test and fail, or you refuse to take the test, your license can be taken away on the spot. At a four-way stop, a. The driver to arrive first has the right of way. b. The driver to arrive last has the right of way. c. One driver should continue driving without stopping. d. One driver should wave the other drivers ahead. a. The driver to arrive first has the right of way. At four-way stops, traffic from all four directions must stop. The first vehicle to reach the intersection should move forward first. If two vehicles reach the intersection at the same time, the driver on the left yields to the driver on the right.
Want to ace your DMV test? Go to cheatsheets.com and get your guaranteed cheat sheet.
Fog can greatly reduce the visibility of other vehicles, pedestrians, and traffic signals. When driving in fog, you should a. Drive cautiously and reduce your speed. b. Not use your high beam headlights. c. Use low beam headlights to better illuminate the road and objects. d. All of the above. d. All of the above. Fog can greatly reduce your ability to see other vehicles, pedestrians, and traffic signals. When driving in fog, drive cautiously and at reduced speeds. Do not use high beam headlights. Low beams better illuminate the road and objects ahead in foggy conditions. A distraction when driving is a. Anything that causes evasive action while driving. b. Anything that takes your attention away from driving. c. Anything that causes you to pay more attention to driving. b. Anything that takes your attention away from driving. A distraction when driving is anything that takes your attention away from driving. Driver distractions may occur anytime and anywhere. Distracted driving can cause collisions, resulting in property damage, injury, and death. What message will be found on a red octagon-shaped sign? a. Do not enter. b. One way. c. Stop. If you find yourself in a skid, a. Brake lightly. b. Stay off the brakes. c. Brake abruptly. You are crossing an intersection and an emergency vehicle is approaching while using its siren and flashing lights. You should A. Stop immediately in the intersection until it passes. B. Pull to the right of the intersection and stop. C. Continue through the intersection, pull to the right, and stop. C. Continue through the intersection, pull to the right, and stop. If you are in an intersection when you see an emergency vehicle approaching while using its flashing lights and/or siren, continue through the intersection and then drive to the right and stop. You must yield the right-of-way to any police vehicle, fire engine, ambulance, or other emergency vehicle using a siren or flashing lights. If a tire suddenly blows out while you are driving, you should A. Grip the steering wheel firmly, slow down, and exit the traffic lane. B. Pump the brakes rapidly. C. Brake hard and steer toward the right edge of the roadway. A. Grip the steering wheel firmly, slow down, and exit the traffic lane. If you experience a sudden tire blowout, do not panic. Grasp the steering wheel firmly and take your foot off the accelerator to allow the vehicle to roll to a stop. Lightly apply the brakes when it is safe to do so. Do not move to the shoulder of the road until the car has slowed considerably. This road sign means A. Keep right. B. Keep left. C. Pass with caution. D. No passing. A. Keep right. This sign indicates that a divided highway begins ahead. The road splits into two one-way roadways separated by a median or divider. You must keep to the right. Excessive speed? A. Does not increase the chance of a crash. B. Increases your ability to react to a hazard. C. Often leads to high-risk decision-making. C. Often leads to high-risk decision-making. Excessive speed is one of the most common contributing factors to vehicle crashes. Excessive speed does not save time and often leads to high-risk decision-making. You want to make a right turn at the corner. A pedestrian with a guide dog is at the corner ready to cross the street in front of you. Before making your right turn, you should A. Turn off your engine until the person crosses the street. B. Tell the pedestrian when to cross the street. C. Wait until the person crosses the street. C. Wait until the person crosses the street. Pedestrians using guide dogs or white canes, with or without a red tip, must be given the right of way at all times. After you have passed a vehicle moving in the same direction, it is safe to move back into the right lane? A. After about 3 seconds. B. When you can no longer see the passed vehicle over your right shoulder. C. When you can see the entire front of the passed vehicle in your rearview mirror. C. When you can see the entire front of the passed vehicle in your rearview mirror. When passing, you should not return to your original lane until you can see both headlights of the passed vehicle in your rearview mirror. Always check your blind spots before moving back into your original lane. A solid yellow arrow on a traffic signal means A. You should speed up so you can make the turn before the light changes. B. You do not need to signal to turn from the indicated lane. C. You should prepare to stop and yield the right of way to oncoming traffic. C. You should prepare to stop and yield the right of way to oncoming traffic. A solid yellow arrow means that the protection of a green arrow is ending. If you are turning in the direction of the arrow, you should prepare to stop and yield the right of way to oncoming traffic before turning. An An arrow painted on the pavement means a. Drivers in the proper lane may make the movement indicated by the arrow, if they choose to do so. b. Drivers in the proper lane must make the movement indicated by the arrow, but only if traffic lights are not working. c. Drivers in the proper lane must always come to a complete stop before making the movement indicated by the arrow. d. Drivers in the proper lane must make the movement indicated by the arrow while following directions indicated by traffic signals. d. Drivers in the proper lane must make the movement indicated by the arrow while following directions indicated by traffic signals. An arrow painted on the pavement within a traffic lane indicates that drivers in the lane must make the movement indicated by the arrow. Drivers should follow directions given by any traffic signs or signals before proceeding in the direction indicated by the arrow. If you miss your exit on the freeway, you should not a. Continue on the freeway and find an alternate route to your destination. b. Proceed to the next exit, leave the freeway, and return to your proper exit. c. Back up on the road or shoulder. c. Back up on the road or shoulder. If you miss your turn or exit, do not back up in the travel lane or on the shoulder. Continue to drive to the next exit or crossroad. Drivers do not expect a vehicle to be backing toward them on the roadway, and doing so will likely cause a collision. This sign means a. No U-turn, b. No turning, c. No left turn. a. No U-turn. This sign indicates that you may not make a U-turn. You cannot turn around to go in the opposite direction at an intersection where this sign is posted. When turning left from a two-way street onto a one-way street, you should a. Turn into any lane, b. Turn into first lane, c. Turn into second lane, b. Turn into first lane. When making any turn, turn from the lane closest to the direction you wish to travel into the first available legal lane. On a turn from a two-way to a one-way street, this means you should turn into the first lane. This sign means a. Lane ends, b. No right turn, c. Slippery when wet, d. Two-way traffic. a. Lane ends. Warning signs prepare drivers for upcoming road conditions and hazards and are usually yellow and black. This sign tells drivers that a lane is ending and that they should prepare to allow traffic to merge safely. You must pull over to the edge of the road and allow an emergency vehicle to pass. a. Regardless of your direction. b. Only if it is following you. c. Only if it is approaching you from the opposite direction. d. None of the above. a. Regardless of your direction. You must pull over to the right edge of the road and stop for an emergency vehicle with flashing lights, regardless of whether it is approaching you from behind or from the opposite direction. If you have a sudden tire blowout, a. Use the brakes lightly. b. Pump the brakes. c. Apply the brakes firmly. a. Use the brakes lightly. If a tire suddenly goes flat while you are driving, hold the steering wheel tightly and keep the vehicle moving straight. Slow down gradually by taking your foot off the gas pedal and using the brakes lightly. A single broken white line down the center of a two-lane road indicates a. Lanes are moving in opposite directions and drivers are not permitted to pass. b. Lanes are moving in opposite directions and drivers are permitted to pass when it is safe to do so. c. Lanes are moving in the same direction and drivers are not permitted to pass. D. Lanes are moving in the same direction and drivers are permitted to pass when it is safe to do so. D. Lanes are moving in the same direction and drivers are permitted to pass when it is safe to do so. White lines are used to separate traffic moving in the same direction. Dashed lines indicate that drivers directly next to the line are permitted to pass when it is safe to do so. Sudden wind gusts on highways. A. Generally affect only the movement of large vehicles. B. Only cause visibility problems. C. Can cause problems for all vehicles. C. Can cause problems for all vehicles. While it can create special problems for large vehicles, strong wind can cause problems for all drivers. Wind can lower visibility by blowing dirt and dust into the roadway, but it can sometimes also physically move a vehicle. You are driving when it starts to sleet or snow. You should A. Keep your windshield and mirrors clear. B. Allow additional distance between your vehicle and the vehicles that you are following. C. Approach all vehicles with caution. D. All of the above. D. All of the above. In snowy weather, keep your windshield and mirrors clear. Increase your following distance when driving in wet and cold weather because a slippery road surface will increase the distance needed for your vehicle to stop. If a child is riding a bicycle near your vehicle, A. Beep your horn. B. Expect the child to be in total control of the bicycle. C. Expect the unexpected. C. Expect the unexpected. Children on bicycles are sometimes unpredictable. Young bicyclists are especially likely to make surprising changes in direction. Remember that children and bicycles are both small in stature and may become difficult to see. At a school crossing sign, you should A. Always stop, whether there is a stop sign or not. B. Watch for children and be ready to stop. C. Always sound your horn when you see children. B. Watch for children and be ready to stop. Pentagonal signs mean you are approaching a school zone and/or school crossing. When you see these signs, be alert and prepare to stop. As your speed increases, it is important to A. Turn on your headlights. B. Look well ahead of your vehicle. C. Change lanes frequently. B. Look well ahead of your vehicle. Your vehicle's stopping distance increases as your speed increases. When driving at high speeds, it is important to look well ahead of your vehicle to allow yourself space to safely react to hazardous situations. You are required to stop your vehicle? A. At any intersection where a police officer orders you to stop. B. Where there is a red traffic light. C. Both of the above. C. Both of the above. You must come to a complete stop at a steady or flashing red traffic light. You must always obey instructions given by officers directing traffic, regardless of any posted signs or traffic signals. This symbol is used for A. Dangerous intersections. B. Slow-moving vehicles. C. Yield signs. B. Slow-moving vehicles. A reflective orange triangle on the rear of a vehicle means it travels only at slow speeds. You may see this sign on roadwork equipment, farm vehicles, or horse-drawn wagons and carriages. It appears as a solid orange triangle during the day and a hollow red triangle at night. If one of your tires blows out as you are driving, you should A. Brake hard immediately. B. Try to steer straight while gradually slowing by removing your foot from the gas pedal. C. Maintain your current speed and steer straight. D. Swerve back and forth to alert traffic behind you. B. Try to steer straight while gradually slowing by removing your foot from the gas pedal. If a tire blows out while you are driving, hold the steering wheel tightly and keep the car headed straight down the road. Ease your foot off the gas pedal and do not apply the brakes until you have complete control. When the car is under control, brake gently and pull off the road at the nearest safe location. Passing is prohibited? A. On hills and curves. B. At intersections. C. At railroad crossings. D. All of the above. D. All of the above. Locations where it is unlawful and unsafe to pass another vehicle include hills, curves, intersections, and railroad crossings. You must yield to other drivers? A. When entering a street from a garage or alley. B. When they are on a road to your left and you have reached an unmarked intersection at the same time. C. When your traffic signal is a green arrow. D. All of the above. A. When entering a street from a garage or alley. You must yield to other drivers when entering a street from an alley, driveway, or garage. You must also yield to pedestrians who are on an intersecting sidewalk. When you see this sign, you A. Are approaching a railroad crossing and should prepare to stop. B. Will always stop at the upcoming railroad crossing. C. Should stop and wait for a signal before crossing the railroad tracks. A. Are approaching a railroad crossing and should prepare to stop. This sign indicates that you are approaching a railroad crossing. You must look, listen, slow down, and prepare to stop. Wait for any trains to pass before you proceed. When approaching a steady red traffic light, drivers should A. Drive through the intersection if there is no crossing traffic. B. Continue driving, as they have the right of way. C. Stop only if a police officer is nearby. D. Come to a complete stop.